Got a Christmas story to tell, and you really want to tell it well. Get it, don't forget it, on Kodak film. You feel better when you say, I got it!
Every picture tells a story. Capture the color of Christmas this year on fresh Kodak film.
I got it! I got it!
Kodak wishes you some merry, merry pictures.
Atari would like to thank you for taking us into your homes. We wish you all a happy holiday.
Hi, how are you again?
I have some last-minute gift problems.
Don't worry. Hickory Farms has over 100 gift packs. Gifts with mild cheddar cheese, smoky bar cheese. We are the super cheese market.
Yes,
and Hickory Farms specialties like beef stick and sweet hot mustard.
Oh, look, I'll just put myself in your hand.
Okay. Let's see. It's 14 elves.
Mm-hmm.
How many reindeer?
Well, there's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer.
Merry Christmas, Merry, Merry Christmas from your Kmart Christmas store. Save on sweaters and on hats, bowling balls and baseball bats.
Cameras, TVs, bikes and planes, goldfish, bath toys, slippers, pants.
Mirrors, dresses, perfume, socks, toasters, roasters, robes and clocks. Candy, records, films and toys at Santa Land for girls and boys. Christmas smiles on every face at Kmart's Christmas saving place.
On the first day of Christmas, I left the Hallmark store
With a stuffed toy named Rodney Reindeer.
On the next day, I bought Rhonda, and then I added more.
Now 5 to the song before, dance with Rhonda. Hallmark, thank you. 3 puppy toys, 2 girls and boys, 1 more for the treat, and the stuffed toy named Rodney Reindeer.
Give Rodney and Rhonda reindeer this Christmas. They're only at Hallmark.
Friday, a holiday tradition for 21 years.
I've killed it.
It's time once again for America's favorite Charlie Brown adventure. It's an Emmy Award-winning special. It's a Charlie Brown Christmas. Then he's back, the original cool guy. And this time he's gonna melt your heart. So chill out with Frosty the Snowman. Share the holiday spirit Friday on CBS.
Yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Tommy, guess what? What? He was here. He knows. Oh. Really? Tommy? Shh. Come on, come on. See? Even he knows Sprite won the taste test.
I feel like I wanna be feeling. Look at the smile on my lips. I've got that M&M's feeling right at my fingertips. So carefree, they fit any plan. Milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand. You wanna grab on to that M&M's feeling.
There's lots of folks you shouldn't forget.
When giving McDonald's gift certificates,
The paper boy who delivers through thick and thin.
the lady who teaches your son violin, the barber who cuts your hair just right, the sitter who sat for you Saturday night.
Say Merry Christmas with McDonald's gift certificates.
Each cost 50 cents, and a book of 10 cost $5.
At McDonald's, we do it all for you.
If anybody loves trains, it's me, Johnny Cash. You know, if your boy's under 10 like mine is, he needs a big Lionel like this Black River Freight. Lionel also makes HO gauge trains for older kids, like this Burlington 181. But for smaller hands, the big Lionel is easier to handle and put on the track. This Christmas, get your boy a train that's built for the way young boys play. A big, rugged Lionel. Lionel.
Woo! Good afternoon, friends. Oh man. Yes, folks. So today we've got a status hearing for Turtleboy. It's just a status hearing. I don't think we're gonna get to hear the mega motion argued today. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's basically just a hearing to decide when there's going to be more hearings. But old Cassie G, specially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, did file his response to the motion to recuse himself 2 hours before this hearing is scheduled, which is amazing, which is totally expected. Because I mean, the deadline was like, I don't know, a month ago. But you know, apparently, you know, people can do whatever the fuck they want. So all animals matter. Oh my God. But geez, you're gonna make me do it.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
How dare you? All animals matter. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. And I love how you went green with giving me your money, by the way. No trees were harmed. Okay. I love it. Thank you so much. So I've got this. Hold on. I got the Zoom pulled up. They got to let me in, but the host has joined. So we're just waiting for them to let me in. And Mercy Dark Rose, thank you so much for the Die Hard Advent Nakatomi Plaza Advent Calendar. Wow. Okay. Probably not going to get one of those either, but I will be watching. Maybe I'll share that with you guys this year. I think I can do that. I'm going to share my Christmas experience of watching Die Hard, but with you guys. I watch Die Hard every Christmas on Christmas Day. It is a tradition. It has always been a tradition. And I will, and I mean, since the movie fucking came out, it has been a tradition. Okay. So we're totally going to do that. And it'll be fun. We will watch it together. Christmas Day. But the thing is we have to do it on Kick. So that's the only way. I'm going to stream it, but I have to do it on Kick because anything goes on Kick. I do it on YouTube, copyright. The video gets taken down. But on Kick, anything goes. So what I'll do is I'll share a link to the Kick when I set it up, Christmas Day, and we can hang out and watch Die Hard. Cosgrove, let's thank you so much. Spay and neuter ratchets. What's up, Deets on the streets? Spay and neuter ratchets. I agree. And you win handle of the day as well. The super chat helped push that into happening. And The Ref is also a very underrated Christmas movie. Agreed. One of my favorites of all time. And let's see. She said Cosgrove is a complete disgrace. He's just keeping Aiden on the line until his best cop friends can find something to violate his probation. I mean, right. But he's not on probation. He's on bail. But I mean, to be on probation, he'd have to be convicted of something. But he hasn't been convicted of anything. and yeah, he's on bail. And yeah, I think that they're looking for stuff to revoke his bail with, but I mean, you know, that's the thing, is they could take anything and then twist it. Everything that they're using is already some shit that they twisted. Jedi Jen, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to Logic. Got a lot of new members. Danielle, let's see. Cat Q5U, Soon No Wiki. Kig 8375, Kim Riley, Beach Life 62. Dude, a lot of them. Karen McCourt, Buzzing for Truth, Gypsy 1970, LBL, welcome all of you. Kim, I don't care. I don't carry. Okay. Grandma Robin. And yeah, thank you so much. Amazing. Yeah, so we got about 5 minutes until this hearing supposedly starts, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. Free Turtleboy. 100%. Paula, welcome to Logic. And I do have the Cosgrove response. I'm going to go over that regardless of what happens here today. If this Zoom doesn't work, it's because they didn't pick up or because Cherry screwed up. I'm going to blame Cherry completely. 100% blame Cherry. Totally her fault if this doesn't work. Oh, man. Yeah, we could get you to do that. We could do that, Cossie. We could do that. We could get if you want to, if you're feeling up to it, sir, I'll be happy to have you up here and read your timely response to this motion to recuse yourself. I believe that's what it is. Motions to disqualify, etc., is what it says. Okay. Karina UK, member for 6 months. I love it. Free the turtle. Love you, Will. Love you too. Love you too. Is he really? Great. I love it. Krusty is absolutely involved in Cossie's response. Okay. I haven't read it yet. Here we go.
The grand jury subpoena. Katani had apparently hoped not to.
Oh, Melanie Little needs to mute herself. Somebody tell Melanie Little.
Hey, whoever's not muted, please mute. Oh, God. Oh, shit. We're just letting everyone enter. Good afternoon. This is the Zoom for Norfolk Superior Court. This is Commonwealth versus Aidan Carney, 23 CR 313, 25 CR 88. We just ask people to remain on mute, and if the parties could please identify themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Robert Cosgrove for the Commonwealth.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cosgrove.
Go ahead, Tim.
Mr. Bradley, you're muted.
Sorry, Your Honor. Hello, Tim Bradle for Mr. Carney, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bradle.
And Mark Betterow for Mr. Carney. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Betterow, and good afternoon, Mr. Carney. Okay, folks, first time meeting, so let's have a brief before we get into the substance. I've noted from the docket on this case that there were already a couple of judges who recused themselves given past dealings. So I want to deal with that issue right up front and get that out of the way. I'll start with the parties first. I've never dealt with you, Ms. Beddoe. This is the first time I'm meeting, so I don't think there's any reason for me to engage in any analysis under Rule 211 with regard to disabling prejudice. So I think we're clear on that issue.
We're good, Your Honor.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. With regard to Mr. Bradel, Mr. Bradel and I have known each other for more than 30 years. We tried cases against each other when he was with the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, at least a couple, probably more. I don't remember, but there were at least one significant case against each other. During the time that he was a member of the defense bar and I was a member of the defense bar, we handled cases, co-defendants, although cases went to trial. We certainly had a number of cases in which we represented co-defendants, at least through the motion stage. Outside court, we had a cordial, friendly, and cooperative relationship as members of the defense bar, but we did not socialize anywhere outside a legal setting. So given our dealings, I'm certainly satisfied that I don't suffer from any disabling prejudice with regard to Mr. Bradel. With regard to Mr. Cosgrove, when he was Judge Cosgrove, I did appear in front of him a number of times. I really don't know how many times, but
this is fucking bizarre.
Probably better than 25 or 30 times, I guess, as he sat in the various counties. I don't recall that he ever presided over trial that I did, but I know for certain that I did a number of motions to suppress and motions to dismiss with then Judge Cosgrove. There was nothing out of the ordinary relationship. It was purely a relationship between counsel.
No, in the grand scheme of things,
time.
there's no bias here.
We've never had any social contact except for in legal settings, and they're extremely minimal. Given that I took the seat that Judge Cosgrove, then Judge Cosgrove vacated, we were never colleagues on the Superior Court and never had any interaction on that level. And as I said earlier, we've never had any social interaction outside a few minimal contacts in legal settings. So I'm fairly comfortable in reaching the conclusion that I suffer from no disabling prejudice due to past appearances before, and certainly never did work with then Judge Cosgrove. With regard to the parties in the case, I've gone through the pleadings as much as I can. I've looked at the indictments. I've noted the names that seem to come up over and over. I'm familiar with none of these people. I've never met any of the civilians or interacted with them directly or indirectly who are involved in this case. As to members of law enforcement who are involved in the case, some of those names I have encountered, members of the state police, as well as members of the Boston police. I would add to that any dealings I had with them would have been as a criminal defense attorney, probably mostly seeking to undercut their credibility, but never had any personal dealings with them outside a courtroom. Certainly no social dealings with them. So I'm fairly comfortable in saying that I suffer from no disabling prejudice with regard to any of the parties who I've seen listed in the papers.
Yeah,
the final
I
issue,
agree.
It
Not
is
based
public
on
knowledge
anything he's
that I
saying
grew
anyway.
up in Canton in the 60s and 70s and part of the 80s.
Okay.
I'm considerably older than all of the people involved in this case.
Right.
So I didn't go to school with any of them, nor did any of the names, as I said, ring a bell for me. I lived in Canton,
crazy.
graduated from Canton High School in the early 80s. Moved out for college, lived there intermittently through college and law school, and left there for the final time in, I want to say 1990, to the best of my memory. May have used it as a mailing address after that as I cycled through some post-college apartments, but have not lived there full-time since the early 80s and have not lived there at all since no later than 1990. I don't have any contact with the town in particular, nor do I have a prejudice for it, for or against any issues that might happen in that town, nor special knowledge thereof. So I'm comfortable in finding that I have no disabling prejudice as to my past associations in the 60s and 70s and early 80s with the town of Canton. So that being said, I'll go around the table and see if anybody has any problem with that, beginning with the defense, any issue at this point with regard to disabling
I got to
prejudice
admit,
on 211.
This is refreshing.
No, Your Honor, and I agree with everything you said, and I appreciate the comprehensive rundown of everything.
Attorney Cosgrove.
I thank Your Honor for your thorough summary. Your recollection of our personal associations exactly coincides with my own. Having listened to your explanation of your associations with Attorney Bradel and your knowledge or lack of knowledge of the witnesses that may be involved in this case, I have no objection to Your Honor sitting in this case.
Okay, excellent. All right, so obviously I'm in Brockton. You guys
I can
are
hear him.
at different places. I'll give you my schedule going forward. Going forward, I'm assigned to Suffolk Superior Court. The first 6 months of the year, I'll be sitting in room 1008, which is a civil session. The second 6 months of the year, I'll be in room 808, which is a criminal session. I think at least for now, we'll work this out as we go forward, have a greater clarity as to how we can handle it. At least for now, for the next set of motions, which we need to get to, what we'll do is we'll do those in person in Suffolk Superior Court. What room that's going to be in, I don't know yet. The way Suffolk runs things, their civil clerks don't sit on criminal matters. There are two separate clerks' offices in Suffolk. They're very distinct in what they do. So either I'll bring the matter into 808 where there is a criminal clerk, or will perhaps be specially assigned to another courtroom. Sometimes courtroom 1309 is used as overflows. I don't know where we're going to be yet, but I can tell you that the next set of hearings will be in person in Suffolk.
Oh!
So,
Dude! What the fuck?
I touched base with Judge Krupp. Certainly didn't touch base with him on the substance of the motion before him, merely as to where he stands on the motion. Judge Krupp indicates to me that a decision is not immediate on that matter, but he does expect a decision sometime. I would expect this month before he moves on to his next assignment. I'm not going to promise that, but that's what he's been able to give me in terms of a time frame right now. So, assuming, well, let me just say this. If Judge Krupp denies Attorney Cosgrove access to the Reed cell phone downloads, then we really don't have to do anything more with that. The issue is concluded. If Judge Krupp allows access to the cell phones, where does that take us next, Attorney Cosgrove?
Well, if he allows access to the cell phones, that would mean that essentially he's allowed my motion or allowed it in some modified form to set up a taint team. That means the taint team is going to have to go through the cell phones.
Today, Junior!
We'll have to go through a process with the Reed attorneys as to search terms and so forth that would exclude attorney-client privilege material. They're going to have to report back to the court. The court is going to then have to hear from the defense as to the findings of the taint team. And then at that point, the Commonwealth would get the information as approved by the court to go through it. And assuming that it's relevant to Mr. Kearney's case, it would then be discoverable here. I would anticipate, well, candidly, we have been waiting for the results of the taint team on Mr. Kearney's cell phone for the better part of 3 months now. So I would say that either we would enter into an agreement if the defense is amenable, or if Your Honor orders that the Commonwealth forego the evidence of the Reed search in this case. It is, after all, a motion the search warrant is, after all, directed at finding evidence of a conspiracy case, but it would likely also produce evidence that might be relevant here as well. Or we would need to delay further proceedings here. Doesn't necessarily mean do nothing, but the case would be pushed back until discovery could be delivered to the defense and they could make such motions as they feel appropriate.
Oh my God, I don't care. Let me ask you this. As I understand it, there's already been a download of the defendant's phone in this case. Is that correct?
There's been a download of 2 phones, which is in the Commonwealth's possession and which has been turned over to the defense. And there are other electronic devices which were seized as a result of the search. And that's what is subject to the ongoing taint team here.
And there's no conspiracy charge between Reed and Kearney in this case, correct?
No.
So why the fuck are we talking about it?
Any evidence we have with regard to Kearney is going to come off his own phone, I take it.
Well, that's the situation now. I can't speak to what might be discovered in the process of the search. The conspiracy that's alleged in the search warrant is conspiracy to intimidate a witness. The charges against Mr. Kearney here include intimidation of a witness. So it could be relevant, although obviously no, if any conspiracy indictment resulted against Mr. Kearney, it could not be tried with the indictments here absent his consent.
Okay. So, Mr. Bradle, briefly, anything to add to that in terms of just what procedurally would have? I don't want to get into the substance of that issue. We can deal with it if we need to. But procedurally, you sort of think that's the way it would go?
Judge, we are interested in dealing with the disqualification motion first. Attorney Betterow filed a very comprehensive motion to disqualify Mr. Cosgrove. He's being sued by.
Let me come to that, Mr. Bradle.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we understand the impact of Judge Krupp's.
Sure.
Judge, if I may, that, and I don't want to merge the motions.
Mighty one.
I understand what the court is doing, but that disqualification motion also includes the investigation involving Miss Reed's cell phones, because it is virtually the identical conduct and the identical facts that are from the 2023 indictments. And again, without merging too much of this now, there is a disqualification motion on the indictments before Your Honor now, as well as the investigation that Mr. Cosgrove is doing, because the same witness who is at issue in the disqualification was a primary or one of the primary sources that led to the warrant to go after Miss Reed's phones. So they are kind of intertwined. And if Mr. Cosgrove is saying, as he seems to be suggesting, that he can't predict the future in the event that he were able to search the phones, but if evidence were to be discovered and lead to a conspiracy indictment against Mr. Kearney, that implicates the disqualification issue. At this time, I'm unaware that Miss Reed has joined that motion, so I don't want to speak for what her counsel would advise. But to the extent Mr. Kearney is involved in anything to do with what we're calling the open investigation involving Miss Reed's cell phones, we think that the disqualification as it relates to Mr. Kearney needs to be dealt with in the first instance.
Well, I'll come to that. What I'm trying to figure out is if you agree with the timeline laid out by former Judge Attorney Cosgrove regarding what would happen in terms of next steps. Did that all make sense to you?
It did up until the point where...
I'll get to that. I'm going to get to that. All right. Let's move on to the next. And I'll skip out of the order that I had in my agenda.
It did up until that one point.
I don't know, and I'm not going to prejudge it. It seems a little bit overbroad to disqualify Attorney Cosgrove from some other investigation. What I'm dealing with are the indictments that are before me. So to the extent that there's a motion to disqualify that's ripe, it would appear to be that it's on 23-313, not some future potential indictment. That may or may not ever come, and what Attorney Cosgrove chooses to do this time outside the indictments before me, I'm going to leave to Attorney Cosgrove. But I do think we need to deal with that issue sooner rather than later, and it does not appear to me that we would have to wait for the Reed cell phone extraction before getting to that issue. Would you agree with that, Attorney Cosgrove?
Yes.
All right. So how soon would we be ready to deal with the issue of disqualification.
Judge, I just wanted to throw out some dates if I could. January 12, 13, or 15 is what we're proposing.
Okay. Does that work for you, Attorney Cosgrove?
No, I'm out of the country on all of those dates.
Okay. How does now, Mr. Bradley, you've got some other business that's going to happen up in Essex County. You're scheduled for trial up there?
That's February 9th, Your Honor. That's correct.
How soon before that are you going to?
Your Honor, I could, give me a moment.
Hold on, Attorney Cosgrove. Mr. Bradle, how soon before you become unavailable due to that trial?
Judge, I'm pretty flexible. I really don't want to delay the disqualification too much. I mean, unless Attorney Betterow has a different view, I'm thinking, can we do it a little sooner then?
No, I want to wait till I get to something.
Okay.
Bradle's like, let's go.
Maybe,
come on.
Should we do maybe the third week in January?
Let's see what Attorney Cosgrove has to say. What's good for you, Attorney Cosgrove?
That's fine.
Let's pick a Friday, late January.
That's the 23rd.
Attorney Cosgrove.
I can do the 23rd.
Mr. Bradle.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so we're going to mark that up for January 23rd. I'll be in touch with regard to time and place. I need to talk to Suffolk to see where they can
January 23rd is when they're going to argue the motion
by early January
to disqualify
what courtroom we're going to be in and what time. My inclination probably would be maybe a noon or a 2 o'clock hearing. I don't expect it's not going to be non-evidentiary, I take it, correct?
Correct.
Initially, at least, yes.
That's the way I read it. So,
well, this is just a status hearing.
So either noon or
we
2
knew
o'clock,
this is what was going to
that would
happen.
deal with that matter in Suffolk on we'll call that 123 for now.
Which could be why they just wanted to do Zoom.
If I live to see another motion after your decision on the motion to disqualify, the next logical motion to take up would be the defendant's motion to dismiss the case.
Did he just really
That
say
seems
that?
to be the right step to me as well. How does that sound to the parties?
Yes, we wanted to bifurcate the disqualification from that. Absolutely.
I think
That's
that's the right
wild.
choice. Okay, so
That was fucking wild.
do we want to get that on the calendar now, or do we want to wait till the disqualification is done?
I think it makes sense to wait, but I'm at your Honor's disposal.
We can wait because I'm pretty flexible when I schedule things in Suffolk. Okay, we'll wait on that issue. Between now and the 23rd, are there any
He's been watching the
issues that I
show.
can assist
He's
the
been
parties?
watching me and Kasi.
Yes. We have been receiving discovery. We got some, I think, that we're
That is
awaiting that was
insane.
mailed out yesterday. And we continue to get discovery in drips and drafts without, as far as we can tell, respectfully, any rhyme or reason. Some of the filings, Your Honor, will also see from the past several weeks. We're finding what are clearly discoverable materials from third parties, whether they be witnesses or potential witnesses in the case, whether they be other third parties who have made freedom of information requests, and they're getting actual documents that are directly related to this case. So we're just concerned about when does it end and when do we get with confidence everything. In addition to that, I believe Mr. Cosgrove, in his motion seeking an extension of time in late October, whatever it was, I think it was October 24th, indicated in that motion that the former special prosecutor on the case, Mr. Mello, had discovered or come into possession of things that he believed were quote unquote relevant. We're wondering what that is and when we anticipate receiving that. And finally, with particular emphasis on one important piece of evidence that was also contained in a filing from some time ago, one of the most important witnesses in the indictments, if not the most important witness, testified in the grand jury, alleged to a series of, I believe, threatening Facebook messages and family members receiving all kinds of nasty images and comments that she claimed originated from the client or someone else, that would seem to be clearly discoverable. That would seem to be something that clearly, if not in the Commonwealth's actual possession, is, coming from their star witness, would be in their custody or control, and we haven't received that.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Jennifer McCabe.
Okay. Mr. Cosgrove?
I will look into that as to Mr. Bettero's earlier point. The materials that I have just sent him, check is literally in the mail as of yesterday, and it should be received no later than
Richard
Monday,
Green is watching.
if the post office can be believed. Does include materials that I received from Mr. Bettero, notably a grand jury exhibit that they recently complained that they, I'm sorry, received from Mr. Mello, not from Mr. Bettero. Notably a grand jury exhibit that the defense has complained that they had never received, that was not in my possession or in the possession of the state police. And I finally managed to get it from Mr. Mello, who had that particular exhibit. So they'll be receiving that and some other materials from Mr. Mello.
Okay. All right. Well, if there are particular issues that need to be addressed by the court, let me know. We can get to it quickly in the Zoom and deal with them.
Judge, I think there are, and respectfully to Mr. Cosgrove, Mr. Mello seems to be the root of or a lot of these problems. And it seems to me what the Commonwealth can do is send somebody over to Mr. Mello's home or office and take custody of everything, so we don't have to rely upon Mr. Mello to discover grand jury exhibits from 2023 and 2024 being disclosed at almost Christmas time in 2025. They have the ability and resources to do it. We're entitled to this material, waiting on Mr. Mello to provide discovery that shows up periodically doesn't seem like the best way to do it, respectfully.
Well, I'm going to leave the details of how Attorney Cosgrove complies with the Rule 14 to Attorney Cosgrove. Just let it be known that he has to comply with Rule 14. If you don't, there can be sanctions. And I'll leave it at that.
I love it.
I'm not inclined to micromanage. I'm not going to micromanage how he complies, except to say comply.
Right. I mean,
and we'll leave the details to the parties who are responsible.
And I don't blame Mark for going there because,
let's assume
they don't comply and nothing happens.
Disqualification goes away. Let's assume that the motion to dismiss, the new motion to dismiss, is unsuccessful. Let's talk about the two indictments. How do the parties feel about joinder?
I think it makes perfect sense.
Mr. Bradle, Ms. Bedroff?
It's a little premature for us, Judge. We're sort of baking the cake right now, and we'd appreciate it if you let us respond to that on our next date.
What does that mean?
Fine. I want to get started and sort of thinking about these things because they are all the same folks, and it seems like this case, in terms of evidentiary, the acts themselves. I don't want to speak for anybody, but they don't appear to be hotly contested. It's what they are is what the issue is. One says First Amendment, the other says witness intimidation. That's sort of my sense of what the evidence is. You can tell me I'm wrong about that, but
it's a very fair characterization, Your Honor.
That's how I'm looking at it.
There's a bit more to do on the newer indictment. We don't have grand jury minutes even yet, and
I understand. What I want to do is I want to push that case as quickly as I can through discovery. So if we're going to do these together, let's do them. Mr. Kearney, is that the correct pronunciation, by the way? Kearney, not Carney?
It's Carney, Your Honor.
Carney, I apologize.
Okay.
So, look, I imagine he wants to get in front of a jury of his peers and be done with this. So my goal is to move us along as quickly as we can without skipping any steps. So let's get that discovery done. Now.
Hell yeah, dude. Okay, Judge. He's new to the case. This is
how long do you think if they're joined,
how much I could hope a judge who's new to this case would act.
The time, but Attorney Cosgrove, how long do you think it would take you to put your case together in front of a jury?
Well, I expect that there will be on behalf of the Commonwealth a rather extensive list of prior or subsequent bad acts that I would wish to offer in evidence, as well as the evidence of the acts for which Mr. Kearney is actually charged.
Jesus Christ, man.
Depending on how your honor rules on that motion, would make
one foot in front of the other,
Cossie.
Cossie. Let's go. Come on, buddy.
I would estimate offhand. We got 6 or 7 victims, a lot of videos to show. 2 weeks, maybe.
Sound about right, Mr. Bradle?
I think so, Your Honor.
When do you folks think would be a good time to try it? I'm not going to hold you to this. I just want to start sketching out in my mind when and how we're going to do this.
Judge, on the 2-week thing, are you saying full days or half days?
I'll go full days.
Okay, that'd be fair.
Any thoughts on when we could do it?
This judge just wants to go. Let's go.
The only time let me just block this out. I'm supposed to do an asbestos trial in June. That's going to take just about a month.
An asbestos
June
trial
is going to be out completely for me. So work in terms of our calendars, just sort of scratch that one off.
Judge, it's a tough call in light of how much stuff we still have to do. It's a tough call. I mean, I could see this not going until the fall, mid-fall. There's just so many. This team stuff takes forever. We haven't even gotten any automatic discovery on the second case yet. We're still waiting for our grand jury minutes. There's a lot of extraordinary motion practice here. Disqualification, dismissal for extraordinary government misconduct.
Totally.
Discovery, as my brother said, is dribs and drabs. We have this prosecutor who's very ill, apparently, who's no longer on the case. He's been disqualified. Attorney Cosgrove's been disqualified from the 24 indictments, which have now been dismissed. There's just so much going on in this case. It's not your garden variety situation. And
at all.
We really are realistically, if you want to put a cap on it, I think the cap has to be,
Jesus, dude,
mid to late fall, because we're just not going to get all this stuff done. It's been historically glacial pace.
Just wait, I got you, and I don't have a problem with that. Mr. Cosgrove, how does that fit with your timeline and your availability?
Well, my availability is pretty open as far as timeline goes. I don't associate myself with all of Mr. Bradle's comments. I agree with his bottom line. This is a complicated case in some respects, with quite a bit yet to do and a lot of contingencies. And obviously, if your honor allows the motion to disqualify me, it won't be my problem, but that will certainly have an effect on the timing of any trial. I will say,
let me just slow you down for 1 second. The disqualification, as I can tell, is only on the 23 case. Is that accurate?
It is accurate, Your Honor, but if you disqualify me in the 23 case, it wouldn't make any sense, as far as I'm concerned, for me to try the one incident on the 25 case. I would respectfully ask the district attorney to relieve me of that responsibility.
Well, let's not go there yet.
He's like, I want out, bro. I'm done with this shit.
Does that make sense? Late October, early November?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Judge, I have a couple of murder cases. I'm not sure if that's.
He's like, if it gets to that point, I don't even want to fucking do this shit anymore.
I have a murder case.
Cossie's done, dude. He's tired.
Could we go to November, maybe November 9th, 16th, December 7th?
I can do
Any
all
of those?
I can pretty much make those dates work, and I've checked with Suffolk, but we have flexibility here. Okay? So if that's what we're looking at, let's aim towards being ready. If it gets that far, let's aim towards being ready in mid-November.
Do you want to grab like a mid-November final pretrial, maybe Tuesday, November 17th, just throwing something out, and then maybe a trial date like Tuesday, December 1st?
Pencil it in your own calendars for that time. I'm not going to set the date yet because I need to confer with the clerk in 808. I don't have access to that docket right now, but pencil yourself in for around that time, and we'll pick this up once we get through the motion to disqualify, which will be on the 23rd. Okay, so, but let's try to work our way towards that date, and get this thing in front of a jury, and get it resolved.
Oh yeah, we're talking a year for trial.
Okay. What else can we do?
Good, Your Honor. Thank you. I think that's everything on your agenda, Your Honor. I was following along on your scheduling order.
Mr. Cosgrove, anything else?
I just have one minor issue that I'd like to raise. It's not a big one. For some reason, Your Honor,
that's the
Judge
issue.
Doolin entered an order that all filings in this case were to be paper copies. I'm not sure why he entered that order, but I do find sometimes that when we are close to a deadline, I am close to a deadline, that taking a special run over to Norfolk Superior Court to deliver a paper copy is a lot less convenient than being able to do it electronically.
I would read Judge Doolin's order to be a paper copy has to be filed. If you're up against a deadline and you have to email it in so we have it to prepare, that's fine. But a paper copy is going to have to be put in the file at some point.
Reasonable.
If there's a deadline set.
If that's Your Honor's interpretation, I can certainly comply with that.
Attorney Bradel and Attorney Betterow and I have it.
That'd be a big help. I agree with it, Your Honor. Thank you.
But make sure a paper copy gets filed so that I'm not even sure that, Mr. Bradley, you can correct me because it's been a while since I sat in a criminal session in Suffolk. I don't think the Suffolk Clerk's Office takes electronic filings, do they?
No, they don't, Your Honor. Norfolk does, Suffolk doesn't.
All right. So right now this is a Norfolk docket. So you're going to continue to file there, but if you file electronically to the parties circulating the documents that way, that's fine.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
If it's a day late, it's a day late. You don't need to drive to Norfolk to get the paper filed that day. As long as it's electronically filed, followed by a paper file, that's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else we can do today?
Not for the Commonwealth. Thank you very much, Your Honor, for your time.
So let me ask you one more question.
Thank you for having me on your YouTube presentation.
Are all the papers that I need for the disqualification motion filed?
No, Your Honor. Just a couple of hours ago, Mr. Cosgrove, I think, filed a response that, frankly, we had anticipated earlier, but we filed something addressing that yesterday, which I don't know if the court has seen or not. And Mr. Cosgrove filed something today. We've perused it. I believe I'm going to want to file just a brief reply in the next 10 days or so.
Brief.
Sweet.
We have lots of.
I'll do my best.
Lots of paper already.
Which we're going to read as soon as this ends.
Well within the 10 days that Mr. Betterow speaks of.
I know that the civil rules have already been brought into play here in the pleadings here, that they don't apply, but there is that motion reply, sir reply, and that's it. You can file what you need to file, but
yes,
it just doesn't. It's got to end at some point. All right. So file what you need to file. I want everything filed 10 days prior to the hearing. Okay, so no filings will be accepted on the disqualification issue unless there's new evidence after 113. Let's get this thing squared up and ready to be decided that day. Or argued that day, decided shortly thereafter.
Yes.
All right. Anything else we can do?
It's good, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. I'll as soon as I get to Suffolk and I have a better idea where we're going to sit, I will give you folks notice as to the time and the actual time of the hearing and the courtroom in which we'll be. That'll be an in-person.
I don't hate this judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Better, do you intend to be there in person?
I will. Yes.
Excellent. Because Zoom is a little difficult when some people are hybrids are difficult. Let's put it
Yes.
that way. Okay. That's all we have today. Thank you very much. Margaret, you can close it up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, so that's it. Give it up, folks, for the mighty one and the Terminator. Now, I do have here the Cosgrove response to the motion to disqualify. It's about 10 pages or so. Now, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. Now, it is for no one other than specially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove. Okay. He's going to be the only one I let up. All right. Let me know when you're ready for it too, by the way. Cossie G. And then I'll drop it. So I guess what, January 13th, is that the date that they decided to have the motion to disqualify argued? Dude, that shit was wild. My man was like, dude, Cosgrove was like, if I live that long, Your Honor, dude, that shit was fucking great. Okay. I mean, it should be up somewhere on X or Twitter. I can post it in my Facebook page, I guess. Yeah, I could do that. You know. So yeah. All right, I just posted it in my Facebook page, my official Facebook page. So Joe Rogan says Jesus could return as AI. Is that right, Rogie? Okay. Oh my God, dude. We're always fucking waiting on you, Kasi. What the fuck, my man?
Today, Junior?
What's that about Facebook?
Gay!
Hey, hey, a little more cooperation and finding the link and a lot less sass. Okay, Kasi? Thanks. Chris, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Welcome to Logic. A lot less sass. All right, here we go. People, especially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove is about to join the chat in just a moment. Nobody click on this because I'm not letting you up. I'm only letting especially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove up here to read this amazingness. All right. All right. All right. I mean, you do whatever you want. I just let you up. You know, you just hang out backstage. Fool. Sassy. Dude, man. But you know what, man? The people make up for it, bro. I love it, man. Like I was supposed to be in Massachusetts. I was supposed to be there today. I'm obviously not. Analog, thank you so much. Cost talks like ice cold molasses flown uphill. Oh my God, here we go. That should be Cassie's new pick, Lauren. All right. Especially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, everybody.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody.
I love it.
You guys are really breaking my balls today.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know, the day's not over. It's still young.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay. So are you ready? Are you ready to throw down on this? Because none of us have read this yet.
Hold on. I got to get up my magnifying glass. I'm kidding. All right. All right. All right, here we go. I'm going to skip all the stuff up top. The defendant, Aiden County, has filed an affidavit in support of motions from attorney Mark A. Bradelow. As the previous Bradelow affidavit, the motions are phantoms, like I'm going to be pretty soon. And there's no memorandum of law accompanying the non-exist motions. The Commonwealth infers that the affidavit in support is intended to serve all three functions, and assuming arguendo that this court consents to accept it as such, the Commonwealth offers the following response.
Hey, a little 1.5 never gave anybody a coronary,
my
man.
God, dude.
Okay, it just just say it never, you know. Come on.
All right, Will Glera. The defendant first asked the court to preclude the Norfolk County DA's office from appointing another specially appointed prosecutor, docket whatever, due to its irreconcilable conflict with witness Lindsay Gattooni. That request is moot, as the district attorney's office has since entered a null process on the case. The defendant remains free, of course, to contest the validity of the null process by litigating whether the NDA's alleged irreconcilable conflict, and there's a stamp over this, so I'm not going to read that, insisting on the revival of the indictment, but so far has shown no sign of doing so.
You read over it anyway. Look at you. You're getting shit done. I think that you can beat this thing called old age. I mean, what was that today, man, in the hearing? You were, what was that? What was that? Talking about how if you live long enough to see trial.
I mean, if I live long enough to see trial.
Man, literally. We don't want to see you go, especially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove.
Well, you know, God gives and God takes there, Will Glera.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
Oh, God.
All right, let's get back to it.
All right. Next, the defendant asked his court to disqualify Special Prosecutor Cosgrove, that's me, because of his alleged irreconcilable conflict with Miss Gattooni. Much has been said in previous filings with respect to Miss Gattooni, and she herself, with prior leave of this court, has filed a number of pro se documents. All of that pays examination, but the Commonwealth offers a brief background summary. Gattooni is a single mother and a faithful, perhaps even compulsive follower of online postings such as outlets as YouTube, X, and Facebook. In this context, she viewed some of the defendant's online postings related to the then pending Karen Reed case, sent them a laudatory message, ordered one of his free Karen Reed t-shirts, then sent him a photo of herself wearing that shirt. Correspondence ensued.
This is amazing.
And not long thereafter, an intimate physical relation.
Trace the signal.
Bolstered by Kearney's bragging about his inside knowledge of the Karen Reed case. Dinners and drinks. Meals of food, if you will. Use of the internet to exchange texts, including those explicit sexual content.
Oh my God. Okay, this is getting juicy, but hold on 1 second because I got a super chat here that got a request. So I got to do this in Crawford voice. Where were you, little boy, little AIDS, when I was in the middle of the Sharks Jets war in West Side Story? Where were you? All right.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
Yeah. All right. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do we go? Explicit content. The defendants sometimes practice of videoing their sexual escapades with his cell phone camera. At some point, the Gattooni-Kearney relationship began to flounder, maybe.
So how did you like that? Loved it. I want to ride that horse again sometime. Ooh, yeah.
Wow. Notes about the innocence of Karen Reed, whether on her own initiative or as the defendant posits, the influence of other denizens of the online community, such as Catherine Peters. It should say Peter.
Crusty panties.
Yeah, twisted panties.
Twisted panties.
Gattooni contact Brian Tully, who was leading the NDA investigation into intimidation witnesses in the Reed case by the defendant. Tully interviewed Gattooni. The Commonwealth had already developed another witness, Natalie Wawicki Bergschneider, who could attest to the communications between Karen Reed and the defendant during the months of April and June 2023. Gatuni's information
Twat!
After that date, based on what the defendant had told her. Tully reported on the interview to Special Prosecutor Yellow Ken Mello, who had Gatuni served with grand jury subpoena. Gatuni had apparently hoped not to have to testify and began to panic upon the receipt of the subpoena. She telephoned the defendant, informed him she had been subpoenaed, and attempted to minimize her role in the matter. After some discussion, the two agreed to meet at Gatuni's apartment building, where Kearney demanded to examine Gatuni's cell phone and took notes of some of its contents. He urged Gatuni to delete various items from her phone, representing that he had checked with his attorney, Timothy Bradelo, and that there was no preservation order in effect. There was no problem in doing so. At one point,
You're a little cunt.
Gatuni excused herself to use the bathroom and telephoned Special Prosecutor Yellow Mello, awakening him out of his coma. Yellow Mello had difficulty understanding what Gatuni was saying, beyond understanding that she was fearful, but effectively arranged to transfer the call to Tully. A brief exchange of messages followed, then Gatuni returned to the defendant. Further conversation ensued, as did other events. After speaking with Gatuni the following day, December 24, 2023, and learning that she had not reported the incident to the local police, Tully did so, which is weird. The defendant's arrest soon followed, resulting in revocation of previously imposed bail. Gatuni was granted a 209A restraining order. The defense's theory, as discussed by the Commonwealth Memorandum in opposition to Attorney Bradelo's affidavit in support of motion and associated submissions. Henceforth, Catherine Peter, Lindsay Gatuni, Yellow Mello, Disgusting Loser Tully, and possibly others diabolically plotted to have Mr. Kearney's bail revoked by luring him, intimidating Miss Gatuni after they made her what Bradelo describes as a witness, taking care to put the term in scare quotes. Subsequently, the defendant went to the Medfield police and alleged that Gatuni had wiretapped him by recording a sexual encounter without his consent after a home security camera. Using a home security camera. As a result, Gatuni was interviewed by the Medfield police. And in the course of that interview, Medfield police were informed of a sexual encounter on October 14, 2023, which Kearney had recorded. Per Gatuni, he sent her a copy of the recording the following day. The question arose as to whether Gatuni, on that occasion, lacked the capacity or brains to consent and thus was graped by Kearney. But Gatuni initially did not want to proceed with charges. It's odd. The police subsequently met with Kearney and, among other things, advised him that they had copy of his video of the October 14th encounter. According to Gatuni, on April 13, 2024, Kearney publicly announced on a YouTube presentation that Medfield police were investigating him for rape, calling it a lie. It was the first public mention of the allegation initiated by Kearney himself. Defendant's answer, some other stuff. Kearney launched an online campaign of vilification against Gatuni. She was, quote unquote, a fake victim an unfit mother, a drug user,
all of which are true,
who supposedly fell asleep bagging items at a grocery store. She supposedly confined one child to sleeping in a closet in what was described in Kearney's postings as the closet baby. Gatuni was said to be in jeopardy of being indicted. And on the attacks went, with Kearney devoting online acolytes gleefully piling on, picking up the cry of fake victim, photographing Gatuni at various locations, sending accusatory messages to her children's school. That's,
oh my God.
That's new.
It's a lie.
in texting her with obscenities, accusations, and threats. One among Kearney's enthusiastic collaborators in the campaign of vilification against Gatuni was Jason Broyles,
a digital crossdresser,
a guy who for many months acted like a chick. Anyway, who initially appeared online under the pseudonym Haley Walbrecht. Broyles serially posted derogatory material about Gatuni, interspersed with exhortations to her prevent him from do so by telling the truth, publicly adopt Kearney's version of events, and repudiate her own statements. Eventually, Gatuni responded to the verbal assaults against her on social media account, denouncing the defendant as a rapist and describing him with other derogatory terms. On January 8, 2025, represented by counsel, Kearney filed suit in Worcester Superior Court, alleging slander, libel, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, seeking damages and injunctive relief. After an unsuccessful motion to dismiss, Gatuni, proceeding pro se, filed an answer to the counterclaim September 8, 2025. In the course of the litigating a Dedham District Court case involving alleged violation of the 209A order granting Gatuni against the defendant, Cosgrove, that's me, had provided the discovery to the Medfield Police Report, October 14, 2023. Incident to attorney Bradalow. Bradalow, or someone acting on his behalf, gave the report to Kearney. Kearney provided it to Broyles. On October 8, 2024, Broyles, in a thing called Gatuni Files Part 3, gave the unredacted confidential police report of Gatuni's sexual assault allegation. In ANC, in addition to answering Kearney's allegations, Gatuni attempted to implead Cosgrove, that's me, disgusting loser Tully, and a Medfield police officer. The factual basis of her allegations against Cosgrove is that his turning over the report to the defense violated whatever. As a result of Gatuni's filing, ANC, Cosgrove filed a motion to withdraw from blah, 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 believing that a conflict existed between defending, should it become necessary, against Gatuni, ANC, and prosecuting an indictment where she was the alleged victim and primary witness. That motion was allowed without argument and without objection. The defense now seeks to leverage that withdrawal to force me, Cosgrove, removal from the present case in which Gatuni is not alleged to be a victim and is not necessary witness for the Commonwealth. All of the named victims in the present case are either witnesses in the Karen Reed case or relatives of witnesses. Gatuni is not a precipient witness with respect to any of the counts in the present case. To the extent that she would be of any use to the Commonwealth at all on these counts, it would be to testify based on her conversations with Kearney as to Kearney's relationship with Karen Reed, which goes to the motive for the intimidation of witnesses. If the Commonwealth wishes to introduce such information, it can do so through other means, including the contents of 2 of Kearney's cell phones seized pursuant to warrant, which show extensive communication between the defendant and Reed, as well as the communications with some of Reed's attorneys. In short, there is no need whatsoever for the Commonwealth to call Gatuni, and no need for prosecution to, as the defense posits, defend the credibility of a prosecution witness who has sued him for his alleged misconduct. The defendant argues, however, that it will call Gatuni, who has apparently now, for whatever reason, made a complete U-turn and taken a Kearney-like position that Special Prosecutor Yellow Mellow and disgusting loser Tully conspired with Twisted Panties to use her and sacrifice her as a pawn. I'm going to read the footnote. Gatuni would be expected to testify that during her relationship with Kearney, Karen Reed would, quote unquote, come up with a lot in conversation. Further, he told her he communicated with her on a daily basis, with much of his reporting on the Reed case. He would have to run everything by her, that she had a lot of control or almost complete control over everything that he posted. He was not allowed to make any sort of comments about her case without first consulting with her and getting her approval. All right. So we're continuing from before. To take down Kearney, and that therefore Cosgrove should be disqualified on the ostensible grounds that he is somehow ethically conflicted from cross-examining her. Whatever purchase this argument may have for the now dismissed complaints where Gatuni was herself the alleged victim, there is no basis for dragging the entirety of that dispute into the present indictment, where Gatuni accounts for virtually zero of the Commonwealth's evidence, either in its collection or its presentation. The expected evidence will primarily be testimony of the alleged victims and Connie's own video online statements. A side trip into whether the Commonwealth did or did not properly conduct a Gatuni investigation is irrelevant. No probative and highly prejudicial, threatening to turn the trial into a circus. The Commonwealth will vigorously oppose the attempt to divert the jury down this lengthy, winding side road to nowhere, but to confusion. Should this court, after hearing, permit the proposed Gatuni defense testimony, to the extent that Ms. Gatuni's U-turn contradicts previous statements made under oath, she may expose herself to legal peril, and the court should ensure that before she proceeds, she has appointed counsel. Clearly, her interests are far from synonymous with Kearney's. Finally, the Commonwealth notes that to the extent that any disability arises from Ms. Gatuni's ANC, whether if at all the counterclaim against Cosgrove before the Middlesex Court is unlikely to survive a motion to dismiss for the judgment on the pleadings. Its entire basis is an act by a prosecutor in the course of his duties. And whether or not Cosgrove was correct in concluding that providing a copy of the police report to the defense was proper. As a footnote, is basically it's nothing. All right.
Okay.
The defendant third and final request is perhaps the most brazen. He asked his court to disqualify Cosgrove from ongoing investigation of the Karen Reed and Mr. Kearney for conspiracy to commit.
That shit ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Stop it. But go ahead.
Right. I'm just reading the thing. Well, okay.
Just okay.
Again, based on the alleged irreconcilable conflict with Miss Gatuni, to facilitate this demand that this court preemptively intrude on the lawful authority of the executive branch, Kearney attempts to mount an attack on a search warrant authorizing seizure of cell phones belonging to Karen Reed. As this court undoubtedly knows, there is a claim that seized electronic devices may contain attorney-client privilege information. A taint team is generally required. See generally, blah, 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 blah. Moreover, two search warrants are required. Through the two may effectively be combined into one. So the process is search warrant number 1, authorizing seizure of the device. Taint team established search warrant 2 to the scope of the search. Presently, the matter of the Karen Reed search warrants in the establishment of the Taint team is before Judge Krupp. Having heard argument, received memoranda, and taken the matter under advisement. It is part of the normal search warrant process. Assuming the court allows Commonwealth's motion to set up a taint team procedure, and assuming search warrant 2 is authorized by the court, and assuming a resultant search yields evidence, and assuming the evidence results in grand jury presentation, and also assuming again that the grand jury then indicts Karen Reed, then Karen Reed, as in any other case, may bring a motion to suppress that evidence. Karen Reed may bring such a motion, not Kearney, who has no standing as he lacks any possessory or cognizable legal interest in Karen Reed's phone. Conclusion: for those reasons set forth herein, the Commonwealth asks this court deny the defendant's motions. Respectfully submitted, yours truly, XOXO, Specially Appointed Prosecutor Robert Cosgrove.
Wow. Amazing. Great shit, bro. Great shit.
Thanks.
Ooh, you suck.
I don't see there was any need for that.
Dude, like, I feel like you feel like your days are numbered, you know?
Yeah, I just said it a little while ago.
Right. I mean, it seems like it's pretty obvious. Why don't you just quit, man? I mean, the whole time you're shitting yourself all over my fucking live stream, pissing in a pan. It's really gross.
I didn't do that during your live stream. I did that earlier.
You're still doing it. It's really gross.
Oh, come on, man.
Dude, that's like you're doing it right now.
No, I'm not doing it right now. I did it earlier.
What do you mean?
I did it before I got on here.
Dude, like it's like everyone can hear you.
Yeah. I think you're playing games with your sound effects. Is what you're doing.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not that tech savvy, sir.
You better tell these
Exactly.
antenna people it wasn't me shitting myself.
It was absolutely. It's okay. You're a man of advanced years, sir.
I mean,
This is acceptable.
Kryford's a fraction of my age. He shit himself more than
He
me
does.
the
Yeah,
other day.
he's always shit nose hobo trousers for sure.
I mean, I think what you heard in court today is a guy that doesn't want to do it. That's what it sounded like to me.
No. Yeah.
Honestly, it did, but
Yeah, he's over it. He's over it. You're over it.
I mean, yeah, I'm over it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How you feeling right now?
Feeling okay. A little. I could use a drink of some Sanker after that reading.
It was a great read, though. It was absolutely a great read. We love you for it.
Well, at least it wasn't 26 pages like the other one. Jeez.
Right. I knew we'd breeze through it. This hasn't even been a 2-hour live yet. I've been live only an hour and a half. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. I don't even think I'm going to keep it a long live. I think I'm going to go finish off watching Breaking Bad, bro. Stoked. I'm into it. Got a bunch of stuff I'm going to fucking watch, bro. Bunch of stuff.
I give myself a shameless plug.
Yes, of course, please, and drop your shit in the chat.
Okay. So, anyways, I finally tried to figure out how to use StreamYard a little bit.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna be doing something tonight, talking about a few different things.
Excellent. I love it. That's absolutely fantastic.
So after I get off here, I'll drop my thing in the chat. And hey, thanks for having me on your presentation there, Will.
Hey, it's always a pleasure to have you on my presentation, people, especially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, everybody.
Thanks, the antenna people.
All right. See you later, buddy. I love it. I love it. That was very nice of him to take the time and read that. And it was fun, too. It was fun. Because he's a man of advanced years, so he's not going to have control over his bowels, and that is bound to happen. But we are blessed to be able to have specially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove read his responses on the Glarer. We love it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm not even gonna I don't even see no reason to keep going live right now. I think I'm over it. I want to get under my covers and cuddle with my animals. Over the weekend, I'm gonna be setting up a Christmas tree. And maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have a Christmas tree set up. I just don't know if I'm going to stream setting it up. It just depends on what I decide to do in regards to the Christmas tree. And then that will depend on, and whether or not I stream it will depend on that. So, bro. And yes, Cossie's already got over 1K subs. Make sure to subscribe to MC Cossie G, y'all. Make sure to do that. Okay. He's dropping his link to his channel in the chat right here. I highlighted it. Make sure to click on that and go there and subscribe. He's absolutely fantastic. People, I really appreciate you guys, man. I had a blast. The sound was really good on that. No video, but it's okay. It's just the way when I do Zoom, I can't for some reason ever see video. I don't know why. But it's whatever. But I appreciate you guys choosing to watch it here. I know there was a lot of creators streaming it, so I appreciate you guys choosing this channel to watch it. It means the world to me. And make sure to hit the like. I really appreciate it, and it helps me out a lot. And make sure to subscribe. People, I'm trying to get, can I do it? Can I get to 50,000 subs by 2026? Can I get to 50K by 2026? I mean, that would be amazing. If I could finally hit 50K by 2026, I would be really, 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 really happy about that. So guys, make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Double check to make sure that you are subscribed, because YouTube has been on some fuck shit and has been unsubscribing people. Because I've been seeing people in the chat talk about, hey man, I was subscribed and now I'm not. What gives? I don't know. It's a YouTube thing. I do not have the ability to unsubscribe people. And even if I hide you, you're still subscribed to me until you unsubscribe from yourself. So yeah. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I love you guys very, very much. I also got a Venmo from Elizabeth, Liz88 to be exact. Says, thanks for all you do. Thank you so much, Liz88. We love you around here. Guys, you're absolutely fantastic. Appreciate all the support. And yeah, remember, it only takes a second to stay safe. I love you very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.
Watch out!
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school, just like their neighbors, and come back to a real home. A supervised home, right in the neighborhood, where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.